5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The year is 1983. For the past 37 years, the United States and the Soviet Union have remained in a fierce rivalry, Western capitalism versus Eastern communism. And at the center of this conflict is the ongoing threat of nuclear annihilation. Both countries with enough nuclear firepower to destroy the world 10 times over. People, fearing for their lives and in a constant state of panic, have no idea what will happen next. And on September 26 of 1983, we were mere moments away from the extinction of the human race, with our fate in the hands of a single man. Stanislav Petrov, a lieutenant colonel of the Soviet Air Defense Forces, made a single decision that saved the lives of billions of human beings. The Soviet Union. 1 p.m. September 26, 1983. The day that would decide the fate of the human race began with a quiet hum in the dimly lit bunker. Stanislav Petrov, vigilant and committed, awakened and reported for duty. He took his position, ready to monitor the incoming data from the Soviet early warning satellites, designed to detect missile launches from the United States. As hours passed, the tension in the bunker grew like an impending storm. The clock inched its way towards the critical moment. Approaching 9 hours later, shortly after midnight, the computer systems indicated an alarming development. The United States had launched several intercontinental ballistic missiles. Petrov's instructions were chillingly clear. In the event of such a warning, he was to report it up the chain of command for a retaliatory nuclear strike. The weight of the world hung on his shoulders as he stared at the blinking screens, filled with dread. But Petrov, a man of unwavering determination and deep intuition, couldn't ignore the doubt that gnawed at him. It wasn't merely the passage of time, it was his instinct telling him something was gravely amiss. The system had only detected a small number of missiles, not the massive salvo one might expect in a full-scale nuclear attack. He pondered why the United States would launch a nuclear strike with just a handful of missiles. As the seconds ticked away, Petrov's mind raced. The tension in the bunker intensified, matching the gravity of the situation. He knew that if the United States were genuinely launching a nuclear attack, it would be an all-out assault, not just a few missiles. This wasn't the time for blind adherence to protocol. The suspense in the room grew palpable, and his judgment was his only ally. He believed it could be a technical glitch or a false alarm, but the world teetered on annihilation, and Petrov's gut feeling was all that stood between survival and devastation. Petrov's heart pounded in his chest as he imagined the chaos that would ensue if he followed protocol and reported the incoming missiles as a confirmed attack. The world would be plunged into a nuclear nightmare, and there would be no way to turn back the clock. He closed his eyes for a brief moment, trying to block out the intensity of the situation and the weight of the responsibility he bore. In that moment of solitude, he found strength in his conviction. He knew he had to trust his instincts, his years of training, and the belief that there was still a chance, however slim, that this was not the end. The minutes turned into eternity, and Petrov's decision hung in the balance. The suspense in the bunker was almost unbearable, but he had made his choice. He picked up the phone and reported his doubts to his superiors, standing firm in the face of impending doom. The world held its breath, unaware of the perilous moment it had narrowly escaped. After the incident, Stanislav Petrov continued to serve in the Soviet military for several more years. However, his actions during the incident went largely unnoticed and unacknowledged for a long time. He even faced some initial scrutiny and criticism for not following standard protocol during the incident, but he was never formally punished. In fact, he was praised by some superiors for his decision not to report the alarm as a genuine nuclear attack, which would have likely led to a retaliatory strike and the ending of the human race.